All right. Yep. All right. We're live. YouTube is live. Cool. Instagram is live and Facebook is live. Hey guys, what's up? It's Dean. Welcome to MFY Yoga. This is a bit different than some of the ones that we've done in the past. We're going to be focusing today on choosing the appropriate MFY Yoga program for you. I know you guys are probably following this because you're interested in getting stronger with yoga. So I want to help you with that. Before I get started, just make sure to subscribe to notifications if you haven't already. If you're following me on YouTube, on Facebook, or on Instagram, make sure to subscribe to notifications so you don't miss anything when we go live or when we have posts. So, and again, in this little broadcast, and we go live every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Time. So in this little broadcast, I want to talk about getting you a program specific to your goals. And I think one huge problem with yoga is that they're mostly just one-size-fits-all classes. Just to give you an example, I follow certain hashtags on Instagram, like Yoga for Athletes is one hashtag that I follow. But what I see, what I see from yoga instructors is when they post about yoga for athletes, it's actually not yoga for athletes. What they do is they just post, hey, come in and do this yoga class for athletes. And it's not actually catered to athletes at all. It's the same exact thing that they would do for everybody else. And they say it's good for athletes because it's just going to be good for athletes. But it's not actually catered to athlete specific interest. So for example, for athletes, it's important that restorative yoga is good because it helps them recover. It helps to prevent injury from overtraining. But in the sense that lengthening your muscles is good for performance, if you're just lengthening your muscles passively, that's actually not good for performance. That actually sets you up for a higher risk of injury in a lot of cases if you are eliminating tension from the muscles entirely. It just depends on your goals. But when you are doing something intense, or you're doing something that involves, high impact, you don't want to release tension from your muscles. That's what you need to engage those muscles and prevent injury to the joints. So, in a lot of senses, anyways, that's just one example, but the point is that you need to do things specific to your fitness. So I've got 4 programs, and the main reason why I'm doing this today is because we are finishing up a challenge this week. We are finishing up the we're finishing up the New Year's challenge, which is called Establish Your Routine. This has been a 6-week challenge. We started the first week of January to help you get into a habit of regularly doing yoga. And this is to help you, and in addition to showing you a workout and giving you a daily workout, we also went through wellness tips. We went through mobility quickies. And now, moving on, we won't be having a challenge in the members area for another few weeks. So it's important that you select your own program in the meantime to get started and make sure that you're still working out. So I have a few programs that in particular I really like right now and that have been made and updated recently. So I'm going to go through those 4 programs. And I also have questions from people that we've collected beforehand to help to answer if they might apply to you. So we've got 4 programs here. We've got Strength Foundations course. That's number 1. We have number 2, which is the Upper Body program. We have number 3, which is called the Clark Workouts. And we have number 4, which is called Bulletproof Your Knees. All of these programs have specific focuses, but they are comprehensive full body programs. So even if you're doing, for example, the Upper Body program or Bulletproof Your Knees, you're still going to be working on your entire body, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your back, your shoulders, your core. You're still going to be working on everything. You just have a specific focus built into it. So let's start off with Strength Foundations course. And if you haven't done the Strength Foundations course, if you're new to yoga, if you are not new to yoga, if you're new to MFY Yoga, the point is, if you haven't done the Strength Foundations course yet, this is my first recommended program for you because it addresses the imbalances that lead to injury. It helps to build proper muscle activation and a foundational level of strength and mobility. So you can think of the Strength Foundations course kind of like the bottom layer of a pyramid. It helps you with the essential levels of mobility to make sure that you can go through the full range of motion for exercises It helps you build strength and endurance to be able to do those exercises. It teaches you the proper technique to avoid injury, and it helps address a lot of the common causes of injury to help with preventing injury and making sure that you have the strength to sustain yourself through a workout program. So Strength Foundations course is an amazing program. 15 workouts, 15 workouts, 3 phases, and it usually takes people at least 2 months to complete. So it does satisfy your workouts for a pretty long time, and it is really good for you, really, no matter what your physical fitness goals are. So that's the first program. And then I will answer a question right now. So one question we had, Craig Jones sent me a message. He's one of our members, and he sent me a message before we started, and he says, Dean, I'm getting older. I'm not in my 30s anymore. I want a program that will help with my balance, help with my coordination, and help with balance, coordination. And I think he also mentioned, I can't remember what else he said. He said balance and coordination for sure. And I think let's go with building strength. So, Craig, my recommendation for you, if you haven't already done the Strength Foundations course, that's the best thing to do, just because it does help to address, again, so many aspects of strength. We do a lot of work with balance. We also address we have multiple balance workouts in the Strength Foundations course. I can think of at least 3 right now. But we also go through the strength of balance. So balance is part skill and part strength. If you don't have the muscular strength to balance, then you're going to have issues with the skill of balancing. And this program goes into building the hip strength and the core strength and the ankle stability for being able to balance effectively. So that's a really good program to work on your balance and coordination. And again, it also is awesome for building strength. So if you haven't done the Strength Foundations course yet, I would highly recommend that as a way to help with not only kind of fight aging, because we are all getting older. If you're watching this, you're probably not 20 anymore. And you might be, but most people aren't. Most people who are doing manful yoga are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. But the point is we're all getting older, and as you age, mobility and balance do become more difficult. So we want to make sure that we're actively practicing those things to stay strong and prevent injury. The next program that I want to talk about is the Upper Body Program. And this is a program, sorry for the lack of creativity in the title. There is a subtitle to this name. But it's all about building the strength and mobility for more advanced upper body movements. So if you're interested in being able to do more pull-ups, if you want to work on crow pose or handstands or forearm stands, then this is a program that helps you build the shoulder strength and mobility, not to mention the core and hip strength required for doing those exercises with proper technique and avoiding injury. So the Upper Body Program is one of my top 2 most intense and demanding programs. The workouts, we do require about 50 minutes per day for these workouts, and we recommend 6 days per week. But if you can't stick to that full schedule, then you're welcome to do at least 3 days per week. So it is a flexible program. You don't have to do all of the workouts 6 days per week. But you should be doing at least 3 workouts per week. And this is a long-term program. So the Upper Body Program has, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it does take a long time. It will take at least 3 months to do, and it can take you up to 6 or 7 months even. So it is a long-term program, and we have you do this in phases. So you'll then you can move on to phase 2. But if not, then you repeat phase 1 until you have the strength and mobility to go on. So it's a very structured program, and it is really good for addressing the strengths and mobility that go into having, doing handstands or doing crow pose or doing those more advanced movements. A huge problem that I see with people who do yoga, and this might be you, but if you're only doing yoga and you want to be able to do handstands, you're not exactly training yourself to be able to do handstands. There's a difference between gymnastics and yoga. Yoga is good for a lot of things, but yoga is not the best way to learn gymnastics. And from what I can, from my experience working with people who have done yoga and working with, thousands of people online, is that they don't have the upper back strength or the shoulder mobility to be able to do handstands or more advanced upper body movements. So for those people, it's really important that you develop that strength and mobility, and not just the passive range of motion, but actually the strength and flexibility. So that's really important, and that's what that upper body program goes through a lot of. I'm just going to check to see if this is working properly and double check to make sure I got that question right. All right, cool, I did. Next program I want to go through is called the Clark Workouts, and this is actually a really popular program in the members area. And I'll give you kind of the backstory on why it's called the Clark Workouts, as well as kind of walking you through that program. So the Clark Workouts were developed for a guy that I work with here in Austin, Texas. I don't advertise personal training anymore. I don't really do it. I only work with a couple people that I've been working with since 2015. But anyway, so with this guy, he had chronic low back pain. He had really tight hamstrings, basically a very typical sedentary worker issue. He drives a lot for his job. He works in real estate. So he's driving to construction sites a lot during the day. He's on his feet a lot. But he has chronically tight hamstrings. He doesn't really enjoy doing exercise. He does it as a means to an end. He only does it because his back hurts and he wants to get through the day without having back pain. So what I've developed for him, and what we ended up doing over the course of a year and a couple of years now, or it's been probably 3 or 4 years now, to address his back pain, has been a series of workouts that help with core strength, that help with opening up the hips, opening up hamstrings, but doing this as efficiently as possible and making sure that he can do this without any equipment and minimal time to get the desired result. Most people don't have an hour or an hour and a half to go to a yoga studio and do this really long class. So what we do is we've created these 30-minute routines that are straight into it. No warm up, just kind of, no warm up in the sense that we're not going to sit down and do breathing for 3 minutes. We just get straight into the exercises. They build up an intensity as the workout goes on. And then we finish with some quick restorative stretching at the end. But this is a really popular program because it's only 30 minutes. They are pretty challenging, and they get you the results. They help with mobility. They help you feel good throughout the day. They help you with energy, but they don't drain you in the process. You don't finish it feeling totally drained. You finish it and you have energy to go on. Your back feels good. Your body feels good. And something that you can do on a daily basis to maintain and improve your health. So the Clark workouts are really popular because those workouts are about 30 minutes long. There's 6 of them. You can do them 1 per day for a week and take 1 day off, or you can just do a minimum of 3 per week. Do it every other day, and then proceed at your own pace. So the Clark workouts is also a really popular program that I would highly recommend. And then lastly, the last program I wanted to go through today was called Bulletproof Your Knees. And by the way, all of these programs are available in the MFY Yoga members area. We have open enrollment going on right now. We don't always have open enrollment, so I would sign up when you can. If you're serious about this, if you actually want to get results from yoga, it's best to follow a set program. If you're just planning on doing random workouts, probably not going to get the best result. It's important that you follow a set of workouts that are scheduled and that are put together into a sort of functional use, right? So if you're just following a bunch of random workouts and doing, a workout here, a workout over there, but not really following a program, then there's not progression involved. There's not, you're not putting the stress that you need on your body in order to get stronger. Doing random workouts is great, but it's easier and it's more convenient and it's ultimately more effective to follow a program. So that's kind of what we have with the members area. So you get access to all these programs for the members area. You can learn more at manflyyoga.com. The last program I want to show to you is called, again, Bulletproof Your Knees. So Bulletproof Your Knees is a very personal program to me because I've had a lot of knee issues. I had knee surgery when I was 16. I had patellar subluxation, which meant that my kneecap came in and out. And I've had, multiple MCL strains, probably some meniscus issues in there as well. And so fixing my knees has been something that I've been working on ever since I started to get more into fitness. And as I learned more about yoga and fitness in general, I realized that the cause of my knee injuries that really had little to do with my knees and really more to do so with my hips, with my core, and with my movement patterns. So what I did with the Bulletproof Your Knees program was pretty much design all, I put in all of the exercises and the movements from yoga and from bodyweight exercise that would help to address common issues of knee pain and knee injury. So this workout it's challenging. It is intense in the sense that it is muscularly demanding, but it's low impact. So you're not going to add stress to your joints. You're not going to add stress to your knees while you're doing it. It's focused on building strength in your hips and mobility in your hips, strength in your core, and also on strength and mobility in your ankles. It's a series of 5 workouts. You can do them, you can do them 5 days per week if you want, or you can spread them out over the course of 2 weeks, or however, whatever schedule you want to follow with them. But the workouts address, again, all those root causes of knee instability. And it's a really awesome program. And it's a very popular one because knee problems are a huge issue for both men and for women. And that's largely because of our movement patterns. We spend too much time sitting, like I'm doing now. I actually usually spend time cross-legged, but this bench is not suited to being cross-legged. All right, now I'm cross-legged. But one huge issue with why we have knee pain and why we have knee issues is because we spend a lot of time sitting. And that causes us to lose hip mobility. It causes our hips to get weak. It weakens our core. And when we go to work out, we tend to put most of that stress in the knees as opposed to putting it into our hips and our core. So one big issue is being sedentary. So this program helps to address those direct causes, helps to address the problems that we face from living a sedentary lifestyle. And again, it does address the root causes of knee pain and instability. And it's a fun program. People enjoy it. The workouts are about 35 minutes long. So it's a very manageable series of workouts. You don't have to do an hour. Like the upper body program is 50 minutes per day, but the Bulletproof Your Knees program is about 35 minutes per workout. So it's a very manageable series of workouts. And you don't need a ton of equipment. Usually you need a yoga mat, and you possibly might need a block and a strap for some of these exercises. So anyways, if you are just finishing up the challenge now, hopefully this helps you kind of decide which program to follow up on. Again, we talked about the Strength Foundations course. If you haven't done that one yet, I highly recommend that. We have amazing reviews from the Strength Foundations course. People who have been doing yoga for years talk about how this has transformed the way they do yoga because they now understand what muscles they're supposed to be using. They understand the proper technique like they didn't before. They understand how to use all the muscles in their hips and how to use all the muscles in their ankles and their abs to properly do the exercises instead of just mindlessly moving through them. It helps to address knee pain. It helps to address back pain. It helps to address shoulder pain. It's really awesome for shoulders too. So there are just a ton of benefits that go from doing that Strength Foundations course. If you haven't done it yet, I highly recommend doing it. And if you have done it and you're ready to go back to it, then I would say go back to it, do it again. This is something that you can do more than once. Second program we talked about is the upper body program. This is a more intermediate or advanced program. So if you've been doing yoga for a while and you're looking for a more challenging program, the upper body program is a more long-term program. I think it is, again, at least 3 months. And it does incorporate pulling exercises. So you're not just doing, yoga, you're also doing pull-ups. You're also doing rowing exercises to help with your pulling strength. That's one aspect of yoga that does not address necessary strength and mobility in your shoulders, and your upper back is pulling. So we combine body weight exercise with that. That's really important. You're not going to have strong shoulders if you're not doing pulling exercises. That's just how it is. So, if a yoga instructor told you that all you need for a strong body is yoga, they're ignorant or they're lying to you. Most likely they're ignorant. So make sure that you're doing more than just yoga, especially if you want to keep your shoulders healthy. You have to be doing some pulling exercises. And the upper body program is great for developing mobility and strength in your shoulders and your upper back and your core and your hips. So it is not just an upper body program. You're going to be working your lower body and your core in the process. Third program I recommended was the carp workouts. This is just a really great, straightforward series of workouts designed to build strength in and mobility in your whole body. The workouts are just 30 minutes. It's really easy to press play, to follow along, and to do them. There's not a lot of dynamic movements, so you're pretty much just holding the postures, for 30 to 60 seconds, and then moving on to another posture. So it's really straightforward, really easy to follow, and it's very effective. People love the workouts because they're challenging, but not too challenging. But again, they also do produce results. So the Clark workouts are an awesome program. If you are more functional fitness oriented and you don't care about being able to develop skills to do things, if you have limited time, then I would say the Clark workouts are an awesome program in terms of just being healthy for day-to-day life. And then the last program is the Bulletproof Your Knees program. So Bulletproof Your Knees is, again, a very personal program to me. It's something that I developed to help my own issues with my knees. I'm happy to say that, knock on wood, I haven't had knee issues in a long time, and it's probably because of the exercises that I'm doing that I built into this program. So Bulletproof Your Knees is awesome for addressing the direct causes of knee pain, of knee instability. It works on your ankles, your knees, your hips, your core, your glutes, and we do shoulders as well. So it is a full body program, and the workouts are just 35 minutes. So it's a great program if you're on a time budget. And all of these programs are available in the Manful Yoga members area at manfulyoga.com/7-day-trial. The reason why we don't make these programs free is because we can't. we have a team here that's making the videos. I'd love to just give them out, but then we wouldn't be able to record, we wouldn't be able to edit them. And ultimately, if you're invested in yourself, this is something that is worth it, for 30 bucks, for 20 bucks, if you can get rid of knee pain or feel better throughout the day or have better energy, it's totally worth it. And so we do focus our efforts on people who are investing in the product, who are investing in themselves. So I do want to point that out. We do have free resources available on YouTube, on Facebook. You feel free to use those videos there. But if you're looking for the convenience and the benefit of a structured program, that's all on our website at manfulyoga.com. You can get started with a 7-day trial. It's just $1. I think that's it. So, and let me go through some questions because this was an AMA, so I want to address any questions that we had. The one question we had at the beginning, and then other comments.
Dean, I suffer from lower back L5, upper back C3, and knee problems. I've been working on your beginner workouts from the Amazon DVD, and they seem to help a lot. Any suggestions on which program to choose? All
right, so we had a question on a guy who's been using the Yoga Boost program from Amazon, and he has L5 issues. So he's got back issues, lower back issues, and he's also got knee issues. So if those workouts are appropriate for you, if the Yoga Boost workouts they're the right amount of challenging for you, if they're not too difficult, then I would recommend doing the Strength Foundations course, which I mentioned at the beginning, because it's going to address a lot of those causes of knee, of back issues, which is mostly hip mobility and lack of hip and core strength, and that's a huge focus of the Strength Foundations course, is just working your core. And that's going to help with your knees and your back. So Strength Foundations course, and those workouts are 30 to 30. I think one is about 40 minutes, but they're mostly 30 to 35 minutes in length. So Strength Foundations course would be my recommendation. And if those workouts are too hard, then I would go down to Bulletproof Your Back. And that's a program I didn't mention here, but that's available on the Manful Yoga website in the Manful Yoga training section, as well as in the members area. And Bulletproof Your Back is a great program that's really easy to do and easy to follow. But if you're managing, if Yoga Boost is helping you and you're managing to get through the workouts, then I would highly recommend the Strength Foundations course to kind of take it up a level, to challenge yourself to get stronger and really get rid of knee and back pain, because that program will do that. All right, cool guys. Well, I'll be live next Wednesday. We'll be talking about something else. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll get to them when I can. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Oh, wait, every Wednesday at live, 12 p.m.